Hot tub! Hot tub. Definitely a hot tub. I'll call you before I get there. Bye. The kids had just left for school, and I had just heard the end of a private conversation my wife was having. She was standing in the kitchen with her back turned to me. I had come downstairs a little earlier than usual because of a morning meeting. I watched as her fingers danced across the keypad of her cell phone, deleting all calls. She placed the phone on the counter and called out to me, not knowing I was already downstairs. "If you're almost ready, honey, I'll make you some scrambled eggs." She turned around as I ducked into the kitchen with an innocent expression on my face. "I'm sorry, dear, but I have an early meeting. I'll grab something to eat later this morning." Sarah and I were married for almost 20 years. We had 2 sons, Josh and Terry, who are both in high school. I kept myself in pretty good shape by jogging 3 times a week and participating in several 5- and 10-kilometer races throughout the year. Sarah didn't like running, but she spent several days a week in the gym. We were both in good shape for our age. I never would have guessed that Sarah had 2 children. Well, I'm glad I didn't start frying them before I asked. "Have a good day, honey." Instead of getting in the car, I waited in the garage for a few minutes. Sarah was a person of habit. Every day after clearing the table after breakfast, she took her morning shower. Since the master bedroom was above the garage, I could hear the noise of the shower as she turned it on. Less than 5 minutes later, I returned to the empty kitchen with her cell phone in my hand. She always deleted incoming and outgoing calls as soon as they came in. I wasn't sure why. I wasn't hoping to find anything that way, but I wanted to see a list of her phone numbers. There were only 8 preloaded numbers on her phone. Her home number, my cell phone, both boys, both of her sisters, her mom, and her nail salon. Why did my wife have her nail salon speed dial on? I wrote down the number and entered my cell phone number instead. I still had plenty of time to make an appointment. Around 10 o'clock, I called Sarah from the office. "John, what a surprise. I don't get many calls in the middle of the workday. To what do I owe this pleasure? I was wondering if you were free for lunch today." "That's sweet, but I've already made plans to meet Janice at the mall. Can we do it tomorrow?" "Sure, I'm keeping it open for you. Living in a relatively small town, it was easy to find motels with hot tubs. The Casablanca had 2 rooms and both were available. The Desca Motel had 3, but one was already rented for the day. That made things easier. Since Sarah wasn't going out for lunch, I assumed she was out with the guy who rented the room at the time. After downloading the nail salon's number to my cell phone, I took the rest of the day off. Rooms 112, 114, and 116 had hot tubs at the Desca Hotel. There was a black Mercedes parked in front of number 112, and I decided that was my best choice. I wrote down the license plate number and parked a few meters away to wait. Around 12:30, my cell phone rang. The caller ID showed it was Sarah. I answered it when I got out of the car. "Yes?" I tried to speak in a normal man's voice, not really saying anything. "I'm just pulling into the parking lot, love. Uncork the wine and get the hot tub ready." As she pulled up to the back of the motel, I leaned against my car with my cell phone in my hand. Her car slowed down and I saw her eyes widen. "John, is that you?" "Yes, darling. Are you surprised?" Her phone fell out. I waited while she tried to figure out what to do. Finally, she parked next to mine, but far away from the Mercedes. She got out and walked over to me. "What are you doing here? I thought you were at work." "I have to ask you the same question. What are you doing here?" It seemed like it took forever for her to come up with an answer. "I'm meeting Janice here. We decided to just take one car and go to the mall." It was so stupid that I didn't even try to respond to it. I picked up my phone and dialed the number for the nail salon. After the man answered, I said, "Hi, I just wanted to let you know that Sarah won't be able to make it in today, and I think your car has been towed." Sarah stood there with her mouth hanging open, staring at me. The door to room 112 suddenly opened. Tom Singleton, a local real estate agent who was also a family friend, came out to check on his car. He was as shocked as Sarah was when he saw me standing there. "No point in wasting a good bottle of wine, Sarah. Have a nice day. I'll see you at dinner." I got in my car and drove off. I had them both in my rearview mirror as I drove away. The end!